not a game, it's a rage thing.
Alright guys, and welcome back to another FIFA video on my channel, and today is actually not clickbait. I am genuinely talking about FIFA 21. So obviously this little mini series in the build up to FIFA 21, I want to cover my ideas and my predictions, and I'm sorry for the noise you can hear in the background. There's a lot of work going on outside my house right now. Would the blooming people stop working outside my window? Alright, slight little hiccup there, but anyway. But yeah, I want to cover the predictions today of the Arsenal players, obviously because that's my team. But if you have any suggestions for players that you want me to cover in upcoming videos, please let me know down below. First of all, we have got Bernd Leno and Emi Martinez. Now, let's start off with Bernd Leno. I've given him a slight upgrade. He started off FIFA 20 as an 84 rated goalkeeper. I've built him up to an 85, mainly because before he got injured, he was a massive part of the Arsenal team. Slight little increases in diving there, handling and reflexes. I think he'll still be a force when he returns. Obviously, beside him, we have got Emi Martinez, and since he has come into the Arsenal fold, he has proven to be an incredible goalkeeper. A lot of people were nervous when Leno got injured. So yeah, as he's come into the fold, Emi Martinez has shown that he is a generally good goalkeeper, and a lot of people don't give him enough credit for what he does. Obviously, with Leno soon to be returning, I doubt Emi Martinez is going to get the game time that he wants, so we might even see him leave Arsenal in the summer, which I really hope doesn't happen, because to have two goalkeepers of that caliber is a great headache for Mikel Arteta to have. As you can see there, I have increased Emi Martinez from a non-rare 75 rated goalkeeper to a 78 rare. I think that is a fair reflection of the season he's had since coming into the team. Okay, so moving into the defense then, I want to cover 5 players here. We have got Hector Bellerin, David Luiz, Mustafi, Kolasinac, or Calamity Kolasinac as I like to call him, and Kieran Tierney. Now, only one of these players can really hold their head up and say that they've done a massively good job this season, depending on the fact that we came 8th. I don't know if they're all going to get the ratings that I have predicted. I haven't been too biased here, but let's start with Bellerin. Bellerin, although I wanted to keep him at an 80 rated, I think knowing EA, he will probably get downgraded to a 79. He had that serious injury at the start of the season which knocked him out for most of the season, so he didn't play a lot at the beginning. Obviously, coming back from lockdown, he has been a bit hit and miss. He's had games like the Man City and Liverpool game where he's really shown what he can do, but he's had other games where he's just looked short of the pace. He hasn't been the same player. Personally, I would have kept him at an 80, but being a prediction video, I think that he will get downgraded to a 79, and I think he will have hits on his pace and maybe even defending too. Okay, moving on to David Luiz. This one was particularly difficult because, again, like Bellerin, he's shown glimpses of what he can be like, and he's also shown glimpses of the calamity sideshow Bob he is. Generally, breaking records is usually classed as a good thing, but this guy broke the record for most penalties in a Premier League season. I generally think he's going to get downgraded to an 82, possibly even an 81. Knowing EA, he definitely won't be aboard next game. I think he'll definitely be downgraded. I have given him an 82 based on the performance for Man City. Stop me downgrading him to an 81 or even an 80. Alright, so we have Mustafi next, which is again extremely difficult. Grading these players has been extremely difficult. Obviously, being an Arsenal fan myself, I don't want to be too harsh, but I also am not blind to see that our defence is one of the worst in the league. So Mustafi, no. Although people will say Mustafi is trash, he has probably been our most consistent defender this season. That's not saying much because our defence is so trash, so I have downgraded him to a 78. I think this is a fair reflection on his season. I probably would argue that you could even keep him as a 79, because 79 non-rare is obviously already fairly low for a team like Arsenal. But I have downgraded him to a 78, and I'm sure you guys can agree that this is probably for the best. I think his pace might take a hit, and his defending, I have taken down 1. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes down even less. All right, so next up we have the first rarity change, and I think this is an obvious one. Kolasinac for me cannot be a rare card next game. I think the only reason he might be a rare card next game is because of his high physical stat. I have knocked it down 1, but I wouldn't be surprised if they kept it at the 87 it started at, and this might be the only reason that he's rare. But for me, this guy is lucky he's not being downgraded to a silver or a bronze. The mistake he made against Spurs is genuinely one of the worst things I've seen a player in an Arsenal shirt do, and it's unforgivable, and I think he's shown that he can't defend. I'm surprised that he is even a football player. Take up a job as a bodyguard, mate, because the only thing you've done good this season is protect Ozil. For me, I have downgraded him to a 78. I was tempted to go down to a 77 or a 76, but I am trying to be as reasonable as possible and think like EA, and I genuinely don't think they were knocking down any further than that. I wouldn't be surprised if they did knock him down further than that, but I've made him a 78. The only other thing is up for discussion is, will he be a left back or a centre back? He's played most of the end of this season as a centre half in a back 5, so he could be classed as a centre back in the next game. I've kept him as a left back because that is predominantly his position. That's the position that we bought him in. Alright, so last up for the defence is Kieran Tierney, and now this guy is the only player in the defence that I have given an upgrade to, and yes, it is a massive upgrade. He started the year as a 76 rare. He's had a few decent cards, including in Man of the Match and a Future Stars, I think. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, I have made him an 80 rated left back. I think this is genuinely a fair reflection of this guy's talent. I think if I'm not being biased, maybe he'll be a 78 or a 79. I personally think 80 is still too low, but we'll go with it. An 80 rated card with 90 pace and 76 defending with 83 physical, I think is probably a fair reflection of this guy's talent. Now, if he gets this card, I'm sure he'll be expensive at the start of the game, and I'm sure he'll be in a lot of your starter squad. So let me know down below if you would be excited to see this card come into FIFA 21. So next up, we have the midfield, and first up, we have Granit Xhaka. Now, if you asked me 4 months ago or 5 months, would I be keeping this guy as an 81 rare in an Arsenal shirt, I would have said no, you're being crazy. But this guy's turnaround has been absolutely phenomenal. And personally, I wanted to upgrade him to an 82 because I think an 82 rated rare central defensive midfielder, may I add, I've changed it from a central mid to a central defensive mid because that's kind of the position he's been filling in the Arsenal team. I would have given him an 82. I think he's going to keep the 81. The only things I've changed is maybe upgrading that defender just a slight bit because I've made him a central defensive midfielder now, and upgraded the physical slightly because his stamina is incredible. Alright, next up we have our brand new number 7 at Arsenal, the guy I'm extremely excited about seeing what EA do on FIFA 21. Bukayo Saka is an incredible talent and someone that I'm sure even non-Arsenal fans can appreciate. I'm sure we're all on the same page that we want this guy to sign for England instead of Nigeria, but I wouldn't judge him either way. Back to Ultimate Team anyway. I have upgraded him by 10 ratings, which I'm sure a lot of you are like, man, that is crazy, but genuinely, I still think this is too low. I have given him a 75 rated rare gold card. I think that's a fair reflection of the massive season he's had in an Arsenal shirt. He's played left back, right mid, left mid, centre attacking mid. The guy has played everywhere. He has filled in a role in every position and put in a shift. I genuinely think this is a fair reflection. It's not too upgraded in the stats I've given him. 88 pace, 78 dribbling, 69 shooting, 75 passing and 70 physical. I think is a fair card. Okay, next up we have Gabriel Martinelli, and another exciting prospect coming out of Arsenal. I have given him a major upgrade to a 76 rated rare gold, again for the same reasons as Bukayo Saka. Breakthrough season, it's been phenomenal. The kid is incredible. If it wasn't for his injury, he might have even made up to a 78 in my book. 76 I think is fair, one higher than Saka because of the goals he's contributed to the club. For a kid of his age, to come into a squad and when Aubameyang gets injured, to fill that void and fill it well and contribute goals and assists, I think generally a 76 rated left mid card would be what I would be expecting. Alright, and now for our big front three before we get on to a couple of little mentions on the bench. I'm going to start this off with Nicolas Pepe. Now, Nicolas Pepe, it's a tough one to judge. I generally wouldn't be surprised if EA knocked him down to an 82. But I generally don't feel that's a fair reflection of a guy's first season in the Premier League and with a new club and a new country. Generally, this guy has contributed. I have knocked his shooting down by 1 to 80 just because maybe a couple of times he's missed the mark in front of goal. I don't think it's judged enough to knock him down from an 83. I think the judgment time will be this season coming. If he can up his game, which I know he should be, I think then we're looking at a really exciting prospect here. I think he should keep his 83 though. He has contributed to, I think it's like 19 goals this season. That's not scoring, that's also assists as well. He's been in and around the fold. He's contributed with a few screamers, may I add, as well. So I think an 83 rated right mid, just keeping that sort of level that he's got from FIFA 20, I think would be fair. All right, next up we have Alexandre Lacazette, another one who might not be in an Arsenal shirt. What do you guys think? Could he go to Atletico Madrid? We don't know. He has been linked recently. By the time this video goes out, it might have already happened because the transfer window's open now. Let me know if you want to see a transfer window video as well coming up. But yeah, I think I've been a little bit harsh on Lacazette. I personally would have kept him at an 86, but I'm trying to think like EA. And being out the amount he has, and obviously coming off of a back of being Arsenal's player of the season last season. I mean, we finished 8th, so I genuinely am looking at a lot of the Arsenal players being downgraded. I'm really hoping they're not too harsh, because obviously Arteta's coming in and trying to rebuild. But yeah, I've knocked him down to an 85, which I think is probably arguably fair. Haven't been too harsh on his pace, because I still think his pace is too low. Personally, I would have knocked up to an 85, but obviously EA's not going to do that. This is what EA thinks he is, so we're going to keep it that way. I have knocked his shooting down by 1 because he hasn't scored as many goals, dribbling down by 1, and just a general knockdown slightly. I don't think it should be too harsh. I wouldn't be surprised if he's 84 rated, knowing EA. Right, to finish up, we have Aubameyang. Aubameyang I have upgraded to 89. I personally wouldn't even be mad if they upgraded him to a 90. The guy, in my opinion, is probably arguably the best striker in the Premier League at this time. Obviously Vardy got the golden boot. That was very unfortunate for Aubameyang, who's 1 goal off, but you know, congratulations to Vardy. Aubameyang genuinely has been incredible. I mean, his last 5 seasons for his clubs, he has hit over 20 goals each time. I genuinely think he should be a 90. I've given him an 89, but more importantly, I have changed him to a left mid. It's not something I want, but being real, it's something that I think is genuinely going to happen. He's been playing most of his time out on the wing in a 4-2-3-1 as a left mid, so I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a left mid at the start of FIFA 21. It doesn't mean that he won't get special cards as striker, so that's maybe something for us to look forward to. Alright, so I wanted to cover a little bit of the transfer window to end off this video. There's been 4 main guys that we have been linked with at the beginning of this transfer window, and I've done a card for them if they sign for Arsenal. So let's take a little look. First up, we have Dani Ceballos. Obviously, we all know Dani Ceballos. He's played for Arsenal this season. I would love for him to stick around, whether it's on a loan or a permanent deal. I generally think he should sign. I think he fits Arteta's style of play very, very well, and he complements the team. I have upgraded him to an 82. That's based off of his season he's had for Arsenal. He has been one of the shining lights. Very few shining lights there have been, but he has been one of them. Okay, next up we have Thomas Partey. Now, I'm sure we all know this guy. He's been in a lot of yours La Liga squads. He has been linked heavily with Arsenal in this early part of the transfer window. If he gets a move to Arsenal, it would be an insane card. I have moved him to a central defensive midfielder spot and given him a little boost to an 83 because he has had a lot of special cards in FIFA 20, and I genuinely think this would be a fair reflection of his individual performances. And if this card comes to the Premier League, it's going to be in a lot of starter squads. Okay, at the back now we have Aubameyang. Now, this guy has been linked with us for about 2 years now, and there's significant reason to believe that this could happen. Mikel Arteta hasn't made it shy that he admires this player. And I'm pretty sure a lot of the Arsenal fans would be very happy to see this kid come into the Arsenal shirt. Again, I have risen his rating to 79. I wouldn't be surprised if it sticks in and around the 77, 78 mark. But I've given him a little upgrade because if he makes the move from Leipzig to Arsenal, that is quite a nice switch, and obviously to a more prominent league, I think he deserves a little boost. Okay, and next we have got Saliba. Now this is already a done deal from back in January, I think, or possibly before, I'm not too sure. Yeah, well this kid got bought from St Etienne and then loaned back. And yeah, he's obviously going to be a part of Mikel's plans in the new season. This kid is going to be a very bright prospect. He's already been linked with comparisons to like a Varane. Upgraded him from a 71 non-rare silver to a 75 non-rare gold. The only reason I haven't made him a rare gold is because I don't think he has any standout stats on his card. Alright, and to round off the transfers, we have got Philippe Coutinho. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about his in-game stats here because I haven't really changed anything. I don't think I've changed anything at all. The only thing I have changed is making him a CAM. And the reason behind that is because that would be what Arsenal would be looking for if we signed Coutinho. Now, how many of you would love to see Coutinho back in the Prem? I know I would. And in an Arsenal shirt, it would be insane. He is exactly what we need, that creative force to sit behind Alexandre Lacazette, Aubameyang and Pepe. You'd see a lot more from Pepe, in my opinion, if this kid comes in. I say kid, he's not even that young anymore. But I mean, now that is it from me today, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this episode of FIFA 21 predictions. Hopefully, in FIFA 21, we don't see this man in an Arsenal shirt. Leave a like on this video and subscribe if you're new around here, which most of you are. Share this video with your friends if you think they want to see my opinion on the Arsenal team. And let me know in the comment section what team you want me to cover for the next part of FIFA 21 predictions. It's going to be great, guys. Stay tuned and I'll see you all in the next video.